So here's the question. Can food really help you fall asleep faster? The answer is yes, absolutely yes, but not in the way most people think. It's not about eating a magic sleep snack and knocking out in 10 minutes. It's about how the things you eat throughout the day, and especially before bed, send signals to your brain and body. Signals that either say, let's rest, or let's stay alert. Because food isn't just fuel, it's information. It tells your hormones what to do. It affects your nervous system, your gut, your brain waves, even your body temperature. And when it comes to sleep, the right food can literally change how quickly you fall asleep, how deeply you stay asleep, and how rested you feel the next morning. But before we dive into the best foods and drinks, let's get one thing straight. Timing matters. A lot of people make the mistake of eating a huge meal right before bed, or worse, snacking constantly all evening without realizing it. And then they wonder why they feel restless when they lie down. See, when you eat, your body kicks into digestion mode. Blood flows to your stomach, core temperature goes up, your metabolism starts humming. That's the opposite of what your body needs when it's preparing for sleep. Sleep is about slowing down, cooling off, and letting your internal systems reset. So the first rule of sleep-friendly eating: finish your last full meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. That gives your body time to digest most of it before you lie down. You don't want your system working overtime when it should be powering down. And if you really need a snack before bed, keep it light and intentional, not just grabbing whatever's in the pantry. Alright, let's talk about what actually helps. There are certain nutrients that support sleep by either calming the nervous system, supporting melatonin production, or helping the body regulate nighttime hormones. The big three are magnesium, tryptophan, and complex carbs. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral is like a natural relaxant for your muscles and your brain. It helps regulate the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the one that controls rest, digestion, and calmness. It also helps reduce cortisol, which is your stress hormone. That's a big deal at night when you're trying to shift from go mode to let go mode. So what foods are rich in magnesium? Think leafy greens like spinach, nuts like almonds and cashews, seeds like pumpkin or chia, and even dark chocolate. Though keep chocolate earlier in the evening because it can contain a little caffeine. You've also got bananas, avocados, and oats, which are all great nighttime options. Next up is tryptophan. This is an amino acid that your body uses to make serotonin, and serotonin gets converted into melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. Tryptophan is found in foods like turkey, chicken, eggs, dairy, and tofu. That's why the old glass of warm milk before bed advice actually makes sense. Dairy contains tryptophan plus calcium, which helps your brain use the tryptophan more effectively. Now here's where it gets interesting. Tryptophan needs a little help getting into your brain. That's where complex carbs come in. When you eat a small amount of complex carbs, like oatmeal, sweet potato, or whole grain toast, it helps move tryptophan across the blood-brain barrier. So, a good bedtime snack might be something like half a banana with almond butter, or a small bowl of oatmeal with a splash of warm milk, or a rice cake with peanut butter and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Speaking of cinnamon, it doesn't just taste good. It helps regulate blood sugar, which is another huge factor in sleep quality. If your blood sugar crashes or spikes during the night, it can wake you up or mess with your deep sleep cycles. That's why sugary snacks before bed, like cookies, ice cream, or soda, are some of the worst things you can eat at night. They might feel comforting in the moment, but they trigger a metabolic roller coaster that your body has to ride while you're trying to rest. And here's something else. Caffeine hides in a lot of foods. Obviously coffee, but also tea, chocolate, energy bars, protein shakes, even certain medications and supplements. If you're sensitive to caffeine, it can stay in your system for up to 10 hours. that means a 3 p.m. iced coffee could still be affecting your sleep at midnight. So part of eating for better sleep is also about knowing what to avoid and when. Now let's talk drinks. Because while food gets most of the attention, what you sip before bed matters too. Some drinks relax your body, some boost melatonin, others secretly stimulate you without you realizing it. So what's actually helpful? Herbal teas are probably the most famous sleep drinks, and for good reason. Chamomile is the classic. It contains a pigeonin, an antioxidant that binds to brain receptors and promotes sleepiness. It doesn't knock you out, but it nudges your nervous system into calm. Same with lemon balm, passion flower, and valerian root. Each has been shown in studies to reduce anxiety and support sleep when taken as tea or extract. Then there's tart cherry juice. This one surprises a lot of people, but tart cherries are naturally rich in melatonin. Several small studies have shown that drinking about half a cup of tart cherry juice in the evening can help people fall asleep faster and sleep longer. Just be careful not to overdo it. It still contains natural sugars, so drink it about an hour before bed, and ideally pair it with a protein or fat source to balance blood sugar. If you're looking for something creamy and comforting, golden milk is another great option. That's warm milk, dairy or plant-based, with turmeric, cinnamon, a touch of ginger, and maybe a little honey. The spices have anti-inflammatory properties, and the warmth plus the tryptophan make it a natural wind-down drink. Just skip the honey if you're watching sugar close to bedtime. And of course, stay away from alcohol. I know it's tempting to have a drink to unwind, but alcohol is deceptive. It might make you feel sleepy at first, but it disrupts your REM sleep, causes more nighttime wake-ups, and can lead to dehydration and elevated heart rate, all of which mess with recovery. You're better off sipping something warm, non-alcoholic, and gentle on your system. So let's say it's getting late. You ate dinner a few hours ago. You're starting to wind down, but your stomach's making just enough noise to distract you. Should you eat? And if so, what should you reach for? This is where smart snacking comes in. You don't want a heavy meal. You don't want a sugar bomb. You want something small, calming, and blood sugar friendly. The kind of snack that gives your brain the nutrients it needs to relax without kicking your digestion into overdrive. Here are a few of my favorite bedtime snack combos. 1. Half a banana with a spoon of almond butter. Bananas give you magnesium and potassium, which help your muscles relax. Almond butter adds healthy fat and protein to keep your blood sugar stable, and the tryptophan in both works to support melatonin production. 2. Plain Greek yogurt with a few walnuts and a drizzle of honey. Yogurt has calcium and protein. Walnuts add magnesium and melatonin, and the tiny bit of honey helps shuttle tryptophan into your brain. But go easy. Too much sugar flips the effect. 3. A slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter. You get the complex carbs, the healthy fat, the amino acids, all working together to support sleep chemistry. 4. Warm oatmeal with a splash of milk and a sprinkle of cinnamon. This one feels like comfort in a bowl. The oats provide fiber and slow carbs. The milk gives you calcium and tryptophan. Cinnamon helps regulate your blood sugar. It's like a sleep potion disguised as breakfast. 5. If you want something more savory, try a small bowl of steamed edamame with sea salt or a boiled egg with avocado. You get protein, healthy fats, and a sense of calm fullness without bloating or heaviness. The key with all of these is to keep portions small. This is not a meal. It's a gentle nudge to your nervous system that says, we're fed, we're safe, you can rest now. Now, let's talk about the other side of the coin, the mistakes that sabotage sleep. Because even if you're eating the right things, the wrong timing or the wrong combinations can undo your good efforts. One big mistake is eating too late. If you eat a heavy dinner within an hour of bed, especially something rich, spicy, or high in fat, your digestion ramps up just when your body wants to power down. This leads to discomfort, acid reflux, bloating, or just general restlessness. You might fall asleep, but you'll toss and turn more. So the goal is to finish your last full meal at least 2 to 3 hours before lights out. Another mistake is having sweets as your treat before bed. Ice cream, cookies, cereal, or sweet drinks might feel like comfort food, but they spike your blood sugar and lead to crashes during the night. That can cause wake-ups, night sweats, even bad dreams. If you want something sweet, keep it natural, light, and paired with protein or fat to slow down the absorption. And then there's hidden caffeine. It sneaks in through chocolate, flavored protein bars, energy drinks, some herbal teas, even over-the-counter meds. Always check your labels. If you're struggling to sleep and you're eating or drinking anything after 2 p.m., it's worth asking if caffeine could be the culprit. Now let's take a step back and look at the whole day. Because how you eat from morning to evening sets the tone for your night. Sleep doesn't begin at bedtime, it's built throughout the day. So here's a sample sleep-friendly eating rhythm. In the morning, start with protein and healthy fat. Something like eggs and avocado toast or Greek yogurt with berries and chia seeds. This balances your blood sugar, reduces crashes later, and stabilizes your energy. At lunch, keep things balanced and filling. Lean protein, veggies, complex carbs like quinoa or brown rice, and a little healthy fat, olive oil, nuts, or avocado. This keeps your hormones happy and prevents that 3 p.m. crash that tempts you to over-caffeinate. In the afternoon, if you need a snack, go for something light. A handful of almonds, hummus with carrots, or an apple with nut butter. Avoid sugar and caffeine. This is the danger zone for stimulating your system too late in the day. Dinner should be your most calming meal. It doesn't have to be small, but it should be easy to digest. Focus on cooked veggies, simple carbs like sweet potato or rice, gentle proteins like fish, chicken, or lentils, and minimal sauces or spice. And if you need something before bed, go back to one of those simple snacks we talked about earlier. When you eat this way consistently, calm mornings, balanced afternoons, grounded evenings, your body doesn't just feel better, it starts to trust you. Your nervous system feels safe, your blood sugar stays steady, and your brain becomes more willing to let go when it's time to sleep. Because sleep isn't about shutting down, it's about surrender. And nutrition is one of the quietest, most powerful signals you can send your body. It says you're okay, you're nourished, you're not in danger, you can rest now. So what does a full day of sleep-supporting nutrition actually look like? Let's walk through it together. You wake up and start your day with something grounding. Maybe it's warm water with lemon, followed by a breakfast like scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado, or a bowl of oats with chia seeds, almond butter, and blueberries. This sets your blood sugar up for stability and keeps your brain clear. Mid-morning, instead of reaching for caffeine, you sip some herbal tea or water with a pinch of salt and lemon. If you need a snack, go for something like a boiled egg, a few walnuts, or a banana. At lunch, it's all about balance. Grilled chicken or tofu, roasted vegetables, a handful of quinoa or sweet potato, and olive oil drizzle. Nothing fancy, just real food, prepared simply. In the afternoon, when energy dips, you avoid the temptation to reach for sugar or energy drinks. You have a small snack like carrots and hummus or a handful of almonds. Maybe you take a short walk or step outside for sunlight, because movement and light are part of your sleep preparation too. Dinner comes early, at least 3 hours before bed. You keep it warm and calming. Salmon or lentils, rice or mashed sweet potato, steamed broccoli or sautéed greens, maybe a small cup of broth. It's light, nourishing, and easy to digest. After dinner, you avoid mindless snacking. You sip herbal tea, you begin your wind down, and if you're still a little hungry right before bed, you go for a gentle combo. Half a banana with nut butter, or warm milk with cinnamon, or a spoon of Greek yogurt with crushed walnuts. This is what we call sleep fueling. Not dieting, Not restriction, not rules, just choices that support the nervous system, regulate hormones, and say to your body, you are safe, you are fed, you can rest. The goal here is not perfection. You don't have to eat like this every single day to sleep well. But when you start paying attention to how food affects your energy, your tension, your cravings, and your ability to wind down, you start realizing how powerful these small shifts are. Because food isn't just about nutrition. It's about rhythm, about sending the right signal at the right time, about building trust between your body and your habits. And when you build that trust, when your system learns that rest is safe, that you're no longer fueling it with chaos or sugar spikes or caffeine at the wrong hour, something shifts. Sleep becomes less of a battle. Falling asleep becomes less about forcing and more about allowing. So tonight, take one small step. Maybe you move your dinner earlier. Maybe you trade the ice cream for a banana and almond butter. Maybe you sip tea instead of wine. Maybe you just ask the question, what does my body really need to feel ready for sleep? And when you make that choice, however small, it sends a ripple. It tells your system, we're learning, we're caring, we're shifting. And that shift, even if it starts tiny, is what leads to deeper rest, clearer mornings, and a body that feels more supported day by day. This is the Daily Health Shift. And if this episode helped you see food differently, helped you feel empowered instead of restricted, share it with someone who struggles to sleep, someone who thinks the answer is more pills, or more screens, or more caffeine. Maybe what they really need is a softer plate. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And drop a comment. What's your favorite nighttime snack? Or what food keeps you up at night that you didn't expect? Until next time, eat with intention, rest with peace, and keep shifting toward the sleep your body has been waiting for.